jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tuned into World Combat Sports.
WCS back on the boulevard once again. You already know. Big shout out to the first in the building, Toby Bartlett on deck. You already know, in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. What's good with it, Toby? Appreciate you pulling up. As always, man, big blunts and boxing on deck. You know what it is. Let's get it, OG. What's good, Toby? Man, big shout out to the first in the building. Those individuals who support the channel and pull up early. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Real talk. Thanks for tuning in. Salute you for being here to listen to another one. Of course, I want to start off by letting you know what the topic is all about. Who's boxing next, cash cow? Tank trial, no effect moving forward. And Broner IOU dilemma. Shout out to my guy Dion Washington on deck. Tuscaloosa on in the building. You already know, man. What's good, Dion? How you feeling, man? How are you feeling? So, let's unpack Broner's IOU dilemma. Okay, let's talk about this. As you remember, Broner came out on Twitter and he mentioned that PBC was doing bad, right? And, you know, whether people took it serious or not, it's been pretty much validated by Deontay Wilder coming out and him pretty much trying to keep it as professional as possible, saying it'd be good to get paid on time. But in a recent interview with Akim Barak, Broner pretty much laid out there on how he was getting paid. All right. And this may shock a lot of people, because when I used to, do videos on the PBC, I'm not too much a money person. But when I used to have some debates about Crawford and Spence, and you try to tell them, okay, who was getting higher guarantee, and then they always used to say that, hey, well, Errol Spence getting money on the back end and all this other stuff. Well, in light of, the revelations that we've been experiencing, who knows how many fighters are in this situation? And I remember speaking about there being some issues, with PBC and people wanting to sue, Al Heyman and stuff like that. Now we have two premier names, if you want to talk about it, that done came out and kind of made mention of the money situation. But I want you to take a listen to Adrian Broner explain a little bit about his situation and monies that is allegedly owed to him.
This time it was probably the toughest for me, because I went from, you got to think, I went from every day. No, this is every day. I went from every day.
Damn.
Not skipping days. I'm talking about every day.
Damn.
Of course, every day I talk to Al Heyman. Every day I'm texting Al Heyman, and he's sending me money every day. It went from 5,000 a day, 10,000 a day, 2,500 a day, 1,500 a day, 1,000 a day, 750 a day, 500 a day, and then it got to $250 a day, and then it was like,
Uh-oh.
then
What's
it was
going
like,
on?
then it was like, hey. Now, I ain't took no check from this. Now he'll tell me, okay, this what you making, da da da. I ain't took no check in the last six fights. I know I got money. Where
Oh,
the
so
money?
you're saying that this is money now. He's not loaning you. This is money. This is your money.
This is my money.
Right. He's helping you not spend it all. Is that what it is?
This is my fucking money. So,
Right.
this time it was probably the toughest for me because I went from, you got to think,
There you have it. Agent Broner pretty much giving you the breakdown on the stipends that he was receiving. Now, when I initially got wind of this months ago on certain methods for which they was paying fighters, it's this situation that I've been I've had a little dialogue with people here and there, and they was trying to explain to me. And this was a while ago, right? They was trying to explain to me about Roger Mayweather on how they had to put him on like a little allowance because he was spending his money and stuff like that. And then I remember hearing fighters bragging about how Al Heyman set them up for success, how he tells them to get their own promotional company, and it has something to do with having their own business, which is a load of crap because you ain't putting on any fights when you ain't doing nothing with your promotion company. It's just a name. But they have made mention, possibly, he had him on allowance so he wouldn't spend all his money. Like Allen was looking out for Adrian Broner. Well, listen to this video. It seems like Adrian is saying for 6 fights, he didn't get paid. Now, of course, WCS, I don't know how much money he was supposed to be rendered to this man. I don't know. Nor am I going to assume that Adrian didn't take a calculation of the money that Al Heyman was giving him. We don't know the exact number of how many times he actually paid him these small amounts. You know what I'm saying? These increment amounts. We don't know. But just like they always say in the record business, you hear the hip hop artists take advances and they really don't read the, contracts, some of them. And then they get paid these certain amounts here and there. And those are going on the books. So when it comes time for them the question, why they not getting this amount of money right here? They say, okay, let's crack open the books. I gave you this amount of money on this day and so forth. I don't know if that's the case with Broner. But what he's making perfectly clear is that, man, I'm owed some money. I was getting 10 a day, 15 a day. And then it start decreasing from there. And, the reduction plan was in. He was placed on the reduction plan. It started getting smaller until he wasn't getting nothing else. So what did he do about it? It's been said that Allen has this language in the contract that you can't go over there and talk bad about him and all that. So I don't know if that was considered defamatory or it violates any type of contractual NDA or whatever that may be included. I don't know. They have these weird dang contractual, stipulations that you can't talk bad about the man. Usually when that's the case, man, it may be something bad that people got to say. Real talk. It might be something bad, but he put it out there, and I really hope the man get it straightened out because 2022 is the most I've ever talked about money. I don't care about another man's money, but I will speak on it in this instance, or I will speak on it and when Teofimo Lopez basically, negotiated more money, something like that, something that deals with a positive. Not trying to say, well, this fighter should get more than this fighter and this percentage and all that other BS that happens all the time. I hope Adrian gets his money. I hope BOK look after him, because they've been trying to say the same thing about BOK Prime. I hear what I hear. I know some people, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is. Once again, these are individuals that's supposed to be taking care of business. He has a fight coming up next week. All I'm saying, I'm looking forward to him being squared up, just like everybody else was when they fought on BOK Prime December 10th of 2022. Truth be told. So that situation he has with Al Haymon, whether it's true or not, he's going to have to take that up civilly. Or, you know, hopefully he get the rest of his money. No one really knows how much, because he didn't disclose all that. But hopefully the man gets his money, because he has kids and family he needs to take care of. And that's that. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Samad, love. Hit the button on the way in. Salute to you. Thank you. Appreciate you. One love, brother. That's what I really hope about Adrian Broner. He gets this stuff taken care of and everything. So we'll keep a close ear to that. You know, he has a big fight next weekend. You know, whether people want to talk about it in that light or not, it's a big fight, bro. This is one of these situations where he's did so much in his career. So, you know, a lot of people that knows him are looking at this fight as if you should go in there and make good work of Michael Williams Jr. But like I said before, his ring IQ, absolutely. He has the certification for that. He has the experience. He has the on-job training. He has the dang credentials to validate that he has that ring IQ, that boxing IQ, that's higher than Williams Jr. But on the other hand, you're talking about a youthful fighter. You're talking about somebody who plays their cards right and go in there with a strategic, offensive, tactical game plan that's efficient for 10 freaking rounds. This would be a great rebound fight for him. This would be a great rebound fight for him to go in there and upset Broner. I'm looking at the videos and everything like that, and you know, over there in Philly, you know, Greg Hackett said it's going to be a 9th round knockout. You know, people can look at this and say what they want to say, because it's easy to take somebody coming off a fight at MSG, not his last fight, because he already picked up a win after that fight, but coming off his fight at MSG, and they look at one thing. And these are individuals that are close to boxing, you know, to hold a miss in a physical manner, training manner, right? They will only look at the fact that he was stopped and how he looked, not the fact that how much weight he lost, him coming in 138, and that he had a terrible night, and he got up from the freaking knockdowns. I'm saying you have to calibrate all that into the effect that, but a lot of things that was behind the scenes, it fell on him fighting in another weight class and not just being him, you know, not being able to step up to the plate. But he got up. He had multiple knockdowns and he got up. You know what I'm saying? So Broner, his big night consists of, you know, proving to the people that he's still AB, the problem, and he has to go in here and make a statement. For Williams already knows he has to make a statement. He already knows that this is the biggest fight of his career. He understands the magnitude of this fight, period. They understand it. The magnitude of this freaking fight, what they have to do when they step through those ropes. And he can never get complacent with a smart, veteran, clever, sneaky, crafty, Cincinnati, you know what I'm saying, 4-division champion. Come on, bro. You can't slip up in there. Even with the Broner that hasn't had his legs, haven't did a lot of punching and all that, you still can't get complacent with this guy. He's too smart. You know, that's the one thing about people that they'll try to paint this picture of Broner like he's stupid. Broner ain't nowhere stupid, man. He's smart. If you ever listen to his interview with Kriegel, when Kriegel said, "Oh, 4 divisions really don't matter at the end of the day," you know, when you, well, I don't know about you, but you ever stepped in the ring? I mean, that's an intelligent freaking response from a guy who's coming from the background Broner. You know, he could have called him, you know, he could have gave him the treatment like he gave Al Bernstein and everybody else on stage and Leonard Ellaby. That's when when he really trying to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So people think he's stupid, but he ain't stupid. Both fighters are gonna have to go in there and be at the top of the game next week. I have no prediction in that fight. You know what I'm saying? I have absolutely no prediction. I just hope it's a damn good fight. Both fighters go in there and they put on a show for the main event. And it, you know, that's how it is. You know, it's up to both fighters to go in there and shine in the A and make it a very entertaining fight. I mean, this is a big moment for both in different ways. Real talk, in different ways. Williams Jr. get AB on his win column. That's huge for his career. Very huge. You know what I'm saying? AB go in there and get the job done. Hopefully it's not in a way where it's controversial or, you know what I'm saying, he has to go in there and get that definitive win and then keep it moving on to the next. That's what they expect him to do, period. They expect AB to go in there and be the problem. You know what I'm saying? Just like Team Williams expect, you know, Williams Jr. to go in there and be Boy Wonder. That's what they expecting. It's already in stone. On to the man himself, Mr. El Chinchecker, right? And that fight will be on BOK Prime, man. It's gonna be here, quick in a hurry. The Mr. Chinchecker. A question I have for the people is Tank Davis the next cash cow? But first, let's talk about his trial. He has a trial coming up. Allegedly, you know, he was in a hit and run incident, right? Where the occupants of the vehicle have already cashed those insurance checks. That ain't allegedly. That's fact. They already cashed those insurance checks. Now, in certain situations like this, it will be, you know, it should be just like automatic to assume that, hey, everything is over. But, you know, when the state pick it up, then it becomes a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You know, regardless of people, you know, being paid off and not paid off, but cashing them insurance checks, sometimes it just don't end like that. That ain't the conclusion. So tomorrow he go to court for what's supposed to be a hit and run incident and him leaving the scene. I'll tell people this and I'll tell you again. I was there when the news broke that John Jones had hit a pregnant lady. Pregnant now. Now, I didn't hear all this information when it came down. Don't think I'm diluting this and trying to undervalue the importance of a hit and run situation. I'm not. I remember when John Jones, you know, was in a hit and run incident and he hit a driver that was pregnant, supposedly. I don't know what the gestation time on it, but she was pregnant. John not only left the scene, but he returned and picked up some freaking, they said it was cash or they was said it's some, you know, marijuana allegedly, right? And he left the scene twice. Not one, twice, bro. Not one, but twice. He left the scene twice, y'all. And turned himself in, or, you know, and all that. He didn't serve a day in jail. I think a lot of people are zooming in on this because it's Tank Davis, right? And also, it's in Baltimore. Baltimore, they have different standards and rules when it comes to, you know, the law. And I don't know all the codes and everything, but are they going to look at this seriously? Are they going to look to try to teach Tank Davis a lesson? I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not wearing the robe, nor do I have communication with that appointed judge. But all WCS is going to tell you is, I don't think it's going to affect him moving forward. I don't think Tank is going to do any jail time. People have to understand, somebody of Tank's stature, a superstar in the sport of boxing, he has legal team. He has a legal team. He has appointed individuals to take care of this type of situation. See, that's why, it's good to look at other sports, every now and then, because you can do some comparisons. But just let's watch. T, Whiskey, India, Charlie, Echo. Twice. He had an accident just like Tank now. John Jones has a much more extensive rap sheet, as they called it when I was growing up. Paperwork. John Jones is way more extensive than Gervonta's. He didn't serve a day in jail, and his shit was something that you look at him like, damn, you hit a lady, you came back to you damn near 6'7", 6'8", however tall he is. That's John Jones now at the end of the day, the baddest man on the planet. The baddest man on the planet hit a pregnant lady, left the scene, came back and grabbed some contraband or grabbed some money or whatever, and left the scene again twice. He never served. So I'm going to be on record as saying I don't think this situation tomorrow is going to be something that's like that we should just brush off, but I don't think it's going to affect him moving forward. I don't think he's going to be confined to any of that nature. It sounds good for headlines and storylines, but I don't think nothing's going to go down to the point where he's going to be incarcerated, and without them actually having people that's paid to take care of that. I'm not saying he's getting off scotch-free. All I'm saying is he had people to take care of this shit, dog. He had people to take care of it. Paid, appointed attorneys to communicate, to execute their due diligence, to look out in the best interest of the fighter. I know some people gonna look at it like, well, that's effed up that you're not giving a crap about the driver. I never said anything about the driver nor the occupants. I'm just saying, from what I understood, they took and they already cashed insurance checks, whether that was pain and suffering or whatever the case. You're gonna cash insurance checks, and then now you want to go to court and get some civil payment too, some punitive damage or whatever it may be. I don't know. Let's see what the court says. But I'm pretty confident that he's going to go right back to training camp and be locked in for April. That's just my take on it. Now to the biggest topic on here, right? One thing I'm looking forward to, the undefeated Baltimore native, is his fight coming up. I found this thumbnail out there. I didn't create it. All right. But I think it's DSG. They created the thumbnail. Now, I know a lot of people that's tuned in believing that I'm going to say, well, looking at both of these frames, only one is correct. No, both of them could be correct, man. I'm not saying, Tank has been in fights where he's been hit. You know what I'm saying? He's been in fights. He's been hit. We seen this shit with Leo Santa Cruz. Plenty of people. We seen him in fights, man. Even Gamboa landed shots. I mean, plenty of fighters have landed shots on Tank. Just because it's Ryan Garcia, Ryan has a long, enough range and length on his reach to connect on Tank. No doubt. No doubt, bro. No doubt. But the top one, to me, settles in a bit more when it comes to the reality of it, because he's actually landing with his left hand, which we know Tank left hand is pretty damn lethal. You know what I'm saying? That's a lethal left hand. Also, somebody who's supposed to have a left hand is Ryan Garcia, but it seems like he's landing his right hand. who knows how this is going to play out. But my interest is, does Tank Davis, is there any way that his clear path to being the next cash cow, is it possible, who he is, what he's been able to accomplish as far as entertainment value on pay-per-view? Is he the next pay-per-view superstar that can be the cash cow boxing? Can he be the next black boxer outside of Floyd Mayweather to basically set some records going in there with Ryan Garcia? Is it potentially possible? That's my question. My question is, why do our culture hate on our own business, BLK Prime, talking about bankruptcy, especially when we don't know, and when other culture business has many problem crickets? I think he's going to have to settle out of court. Okay, I'm definitely going to get back with that. And good point. Appreciate your comment. My biggest curiosity is, outside of Tank and Ron making this money, because they're going to make millions on this fight. And, for them to be attending, from what I understand, they're going to be fighting in Vegas Allegiant Stadium. That's going to be huge, man. It's just unfreaking believable that what the buzz is going to be if this fight goes as planned and they make it to Allegiant Stadium. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And this is one of those fights where we heard it, we seen it, we was talking about it, we seen like the conversation and dialogues being spoken on. And it just wasn't our primary focus, man. We was focused on freaking Crawford Spence. Now the 23 is here, and we about to head over into the third month of the year, man. This fight is picking up pretty damn good. Like the temperature of this fight, man, is nice. People are really gravitating to this fight, and they got a good push behind both fighters. But my biggest question right now is, who is next up? You know what I'm saying? We talking about Tank fighting on pay-per-view. I've been on record as saying Teofimo Lopez may potentially be the next cash cow. But right now, pay-per-view wise, Tank Davis, he may be absent of big sponsors, but right now, entertainment value, you can say what you want about what you believe, but I'm talking about him being the next in line to succeed, Canelo Alvarez. Because Canelo is still Canelo, man. He's going to do what he do. But that doesn't mean we can't have another fighter that's on the elevator up to assume that position as the cash cow, bro. You know what I'm saying? He has all the potential. He has that dang fan base following. He has legitimate cult-like following in boxing. A lot of people, a lot of big name people know who Tank Davis is. A lot, man. And you have to have that in respect. You have to have that following. You have to have a huge number of big name celebrities and important people, so to speak, that know you. And then on top of that, you going on here in the main event and putting on a show and knocking dudes out. Yeah, they're going to want to come see you in that stadium. They're going to want to come see you, bro. They're going to want to come see you. This man goes in here and stops Ryan Garcia, because I don't think it's going the distance. I don't think this fight is going the distance. He goes in here and stops Ryan Garcia, right? I don't want to be negative about what people are going to say tomorrow. No, you're going to have to keep the same freaking energy. A lot of y'all are switching up. You want to jump on Ryan Garcia's bandwagon. Before you was criticizing him like I was for being a capper. I was referring to this man as Ron Lion Garcia. People will talk about how green he is, how he's not ready for a fight of this magnitude. But just like they did Roller Romero stepping there with Tank, Oh man, let's get behind the underdog. Let's get behind the underdog. Yeah, the underdog. Let's get behind the underdog. This is the time. This is now. You know, let's get behind the underdog. Now we have people trying to get behind the underdog. And that's okay. Because this is boxing. This is the fair weather boxing fans that's always going to show you who they are. You know what I'm saying? When that fighter is not of interest, they don't care. They're not going to give it any play. You know, they don't really care. They'll just talk about it here and there. But let's be honest. Him fighting Javier Fortuna and Manuel Tago, nobody was talking about that shit. They was just talking about him having a glass chin the way he got knocked down against Luke Campbell. Yeah, he went on to stop him, but the fact that he got dropped the way he did, bro. So now they feel that his chin has been repaired. They put the titanium confetti chips in there and was able to freaking mesh them together with some goddamn Wakanda vibranium. Everything's supposed to be right. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have the Amir Khan effect. And they believe he has a chance with this new, physique that he's supposed to be sporting around, and the hand speed and the power. People have told me that Ryan Garcia has punching power. He can truly pack a punch. And I say, all right, cool. That's what's up. But, one thing that they also mentioned was those backs and those mitts, they may move, but they don't hit back. They may move and give you motion, but they don't hit back. And that's a dilemma that we have, is that can Ryan handle, has he improved over there with Joe Goosen enough to the point where he can handle the inside game of Gervonta Davis? Can he handle? Does he know how to press the gas and force Gervonta to fight off the back foot? Does he have enough to do it and swim without getting slept? Because we all know if you're trying to swim and you get slept, right? And you go to sleep in water, you're gonna drown. Period. Unless you're 325 pounds, you might just float up there like a seal. But you trying to swim and you get slept, you sinking. You're sinking, point blank, period. So the curiosity is, can he push Tank back and force this man to box off the back foot? Or how does Ryan handle the pressure of Tank? You know what I'm saying? Because we know he loved, trying to throw that damn lead hook and everything like that. How's he going to handle the pressure? I think the technique and all that, we already know he holds his chin up in the air. We already know that he has hand speed and like that. But how's he going to handle the stances? How he's going to handle the different momentum shifts? Because one thing that Tank does when he's on the hunt, he absolutely knows how to set traps. Some people say, oh man, he's getting hit too much. You're behind on the official scorecards. Oh, for real? Okay. He knows how to set traps, man. And some of those traps consist of him trying to feel the power that his opponent has. People look at it like, oh man, he getting touched up. I remember when Mario Barrios was landing some shots and they were saying, oh man, he's getting touched up. He's in trouble. Barrios has a chance. Oh, Leo Santa Cruz touching him up. He's landing some clean shots. Leo's coming on. Oh man, Tank ain't never been in there with somebody like that. Both of those fighters didn't make it to the final bell, man. So the way I see it is, Ryan Garcia is going to have a perfect fight night. He's going to have to line those P's up together. Perfect performance. He's going to have a perfect performance. It ain't all he has to do is go in there and be smart. Man, Tank done seen all that shit. If you look at his fights, he's seen it all. But I do want a good fight between him and Ryan. I want both fighters to shine. Seriously. I want to see if Ryan has made a drastic improvement over there with Goosen. Because, Joe Goosen is respected, bro. Like, I'm just curious to see the work, the product. I want to know what they've been working on behind the scenes. I want to know that his split from Eddie Reynoso wasn't because he wasn't in there working his hardest. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't putting in enough effort like Canelo was putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's not the case. That he's more concerned about Hollywood and his image and all that instead of just putting in that work in the gym. I hope that ain't true. Because if it is true, it's gonna be an early one, bro. It's gonna be an early one with the cameras rolling. You know what happened when you're in there with Tank and it's an early one with the cameras rolling. You become a highlight reel. Another one. Back to these comments. Shout out to Lost Art of Boxing. Salute to you, brother. What's good? Andrew Charles on deck. I want to speak on the culture hating on our business, BOK Prime. They did that right off the rip because their whole intent and movement was to continue to run a campaign against Terrence Bud Crawford. So once they found out they wasn't getting a fight due to concerns outside of the scope of Terrence Crawford, they felt some type of way because these individuals wanted to continue to just speak on the negotiation process, knowing damn well they wasn't there. They wasn't a third party on the phone. None of that shit, right? But they wanted to continue to talk about it just because it was an active topic that was doing very, very good interest. You know what I'm saying? It was in the algorithm. It was trending very much. This damn negotiation talk. So when he couldn't make it happen, he exhausted every means necessary. They forced Crawford to go elsewhere to another option. Luckily, he had another option because his whole intent was that he wanted to fight in 2022. He goes over to the BOK Prime, and they start shitting on BOK Prime. Like this is a black prime, BLK Prime, black prime. They have never put on a fight card before. But now they're hosting the pound for pound beast, that Omaha monster. And these individuals from YTC took it upon themselves to continue to not only just campaign the defamation of Terrence Crawford's name and brand, but they took it upon themselves to go out here and bash BLK Prime too. They were saying they was only worth $5 million. They didn't have the money to pay Crawford and everything. Like they understood everybody over there, all the role players, like they understood their bank account, what they was worth, their assets. I swear to God. It was a freaking what you call an acronym boy collusion here. Certain people overstep their boundaries and try to act like they have a larger position than what they actually had when it came on camera. And people got upset about that. But one thing we know about Blue Blood Sports, he is a part of BOK Prime. He is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? They claim him, I suppose. But the LDBC didn't claim him. Claim BOK Prime. Because Crawford was in the main event. So that in itself calls for a barrage of shots down range to be fired for the BLK organization itself. They didn't want to support it because Crawford was the one that was the main event. So they redirected. They kept the same course, but they just redirected their attention to BLK Prime, regardless if it was a black owned or not. They wanted to go up there and tear it down. That was their entire intent, to tear it down, to make Crawford look bad for leaving negotiations like he didn't have the right to do so, and to make that fight card unsuccessful to those who, I guess, out for a stroll or whatever and tune into a YouTube freaking channel talking about this so they can tune in and hear all the rhetoric and freaking agitprop that was put out about BLK Prime. It didn't work. It didn't work. They was even talking about how the pay-per-view is gonna And is the pay-per-view gonna work? Come fight night, are they gonna be able to tune into the fight? People's up here making up lies talking about, they was charged more than once and all this other shit. They wasn't able to access the app and it was difficult. They were just coming up with all these freaking, situations to make people believe that nothing BOK Prime would do was effective when it comes to promoting this guy, putting him on the fight night. But at the end of the day, all of what they did just proves that these people don't give a damn about race. They are black extremists, man. They will go on the hunt after their own people, all because they have an agenda. You know what I'm saying? When agendas come up, man, you have a choice on whether you want to push it or step away from it. You chose to push the agenda. It didn't work out for you. Crawford went in there and fought David Avanesian, got an early stoppage, got paid all his money and bounced. Now, they can't sit up here and say anything about Golden Boy except that, oh man, Crawford went over the Golden Boy to duck something. Man, no one want to hear that quack shit. You know what I'm saying? What y'all did was duck under the lowest motherfucking alleyway into the sewer systems to freaking dog out BOK Prime. And everything went off smoothly. Yeah, we used to seeing different type of production. Okay. But at the end of the day, the fight still happened and they was paid. Now we have BOK Prime stepping up next week down in the A for another fight card. I don't see people with the same interest to tear it down, Del Samad. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear the same buzz that they did when Terrence Crawford was headlining the main event. It's AB. Now they like, yeah, it's BOK Prime. They did their thing last time in December. Yeah, they did their thing. I don't know what to say about this. I hope AB get paid. They don't know what to say. It comes nowhere close because a lot of people say, oh man, we like AB more than we like Crawford. Man, it is what it is. They're going to have their favoritism. But as far as these black content creators going in to BOK Prime before anything took place, it was just horrendous, man. It was despicable. It lacked taste. Once again, it showed that when we going after our own, we would go to the far depths to make sure we tear them down, even though we didn't help build that shit. We'll try everything possible to tear it down. When it gets to the ground floor, if you're successful, you can tend to kick dirt around and make sure there's no way that they can rebuild. Let me get that out of here. Let me get that out of here. Let me get that out of here. I'm going to make sure they can't even goddamn build a structure on here anymore. That's what it was, bro. But it didn't fucking work. IB, what's good? Ryan got slugs, but Tank got cannons. I don't know if Ron has slugs because where I'm from, slugs do damage, and pretty much the contact of a slug, it alters the positioning and posture of the target that received those slugs. Emmanuel Targo went the distance. He was dropped early, but he didn't finish him. He didn't finish him, bro. Like he didn't finish him. Wasn't that supposed to be like a stealth? Targo had one loss at the time, right? Something like that. I mean, we can't even place Javier Fortuna in the conversation, but come on, man. The man didn't train. He just came off the dessert taste testing freaking reservation that he had, man. He came in there, looked like he was all soft and creamy and shit. Like he had just finished eating some sweet potato pie with whipped cream. You know what I'm saying? Some triple fudge, goddamn 3-layer cake. I mean, he didn't look like he was in shape. You didn't see damn near one abdominal from Javier Fortuna, man. All you seen is a posturpedic pillow for Ryan Garcia with a circle, black circle around it. Hit here. Hit here. Fortuna was not in shape. Absolutely not. but Tuna was not in shape. So when I look at the slug part of it, we have to see if those slugs have a different type of grain in it. You know, we have to see if those slugs have a different type of grain in it when it comes to Gervonta. Because we already know Gervonta already fires off with the highest grain available. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know that about Garcia, though. We don't know how he's going to act under the bright lights and hear all those people yelling and screaming. We don't know how that's going to play out for him. With that monster in there tracking him down. Like I want to see Ron try something different. I want to see him press the pace. Because, look, he's pretty much insinuating that he's going to stop the man in 2 rounds, right? And look, I can't even freaking play around with y'all like that and say, you know what, let me give you a scenario. Let's just say, for instance, Ryan does. No, I can't do that. I can't go against my integrity and say, you know, it's a possibility Ryan can get that shit. No. I don't see nowhere possible. No, I don't see it. Just like I was telling people that Rolly wasn't going to sit up here and give y'all reimbursement. Those of you that put your house on it, like he told you, put your house on it. I'm stopping him in 1 round. And then the bell rang, he comes out there and he's being all cautious. You know what I'm saying? filling Tank out. He fooled y'all, man. He played you for a fool. He wasn't going to go out there and try to stop Tank in 1 round. Are you crazy? But if Ryan Garcia attempts to do that, let's just say his game plan is bonsai. He'd take it all the way in and shock, you know, the team of Tank. Because, look, I would think Calvin and all of them don't believe that Ryan Garcia has cojones to come out the gate and try to knock Tank out. If you don't get the fucking knockout and your cardio with all that muscle that you're supposed to be putting on, if that shit ain't right, it's over. It's over. It ain't no recovery like a Liam Gardner. And she tried to stop a fighter that have never been stopped before. It's over. It ain't no recovery. It ain't no, let me tie up. You tie up if you want to. I've seen a lot of people try to hug a hornet's nest before. I did. It didn't work out well for them. Go ahead, try to wrap that hornet's nest up and see what happened. You're going to start getting stung, and then you're going to turn to Joe. Joe! Joe! It's not like you told me in the gym, Joe. Joe, throw in the towel. I don't want to quit, Joe. He might have to go to a level that he's never been before. I don't know, but if he tries to go in there and within those 3 minutes he doesn't get the job done, if he tries to say, okay, I'm coming out here in the second round and try to keep the pace, I think I can do it, and he fatigues and tires himself out, and really no damage was done, it's over, dog. Unless Tank trying to give back to charity because it's Allegiant Stadium and he already done felt the power of Ryan Garcia. So he's saying to himself, man, let me carry him a little bit. Let me box him. Let me, you know, all these people, man, you know, the people cheering and shit. I already felt what I need to feel of Ryan Garcia. I'm good. Just like he's saying he was waiting around and you know, because Rolly touched him, he said, okay, Rolly he got some sting to it. Okay. Who has more power? Rolly Romero or Ryan Garcia? That's what I want to know. Who has more power? That's my biggest question. I'm curious to know who hit harder. Because we just have some old sparring footage of when they didn't like each other. But from what I understood right now, they cordial, right? They good. But if you was to ask Rolly who has more power between him and Ryan, he would say him. I don't know. Because I put Ryan Garcia in the same position I put Rolly Romero when he stepped in there with Jackson Mariñez. He went the entire distance with Jackson Mariñez, man. Now, though Jackson had pretty solid defense and made him miss a lot, he went the distance with him. Rolly Romero has power, but I don't see, any difference between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero except technique. I would say Ryan Garcia has better technique, far better than Rolly Romero's, no doubt about it. But is their chin? Are they chin signed with the same certificate of approval that it has been cleared to lay down on that posturepedic pillow? Is they chin been approved for that night? That's all I'm saying. Were they under the same umbrella of certification to say now you've been cleared for the land of Nod, you may enter? Because I just look at the Luke Campbell situation and I say, dude, you was on your shoulder. Luke Campbell's not known as that power puncher, but when it comes down to Tank, I just don't see it, bro. I don't even see Ryan Garcia getting up like Rolly did. Rolly got up. He did. He got up. He was doing the stanky wanky stank leg, but he got up. He got up though. I have to give him that. He got up from a Gervonta Davis left hand. And Tank say he didn't even really put a lot on that shot. Rolly pretty much ran into the shot. But with Ryan, if he runs into a shot, what are we to think that's coming up next, man? The stretcher? Or will he make it back to his feet? If he gets caught with that left hand that you see in the thumbnail, the top thumbnail, is he going to be able to make it back to his feet? We will never know. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I couldn't tell you, people. I'm wishing for the best in this fight. Seriously, I'm wishing for the best, hand down. I want to see them go in there and get it in and entertain the crowd. But truth be told, I don't see Ryan Garcia going the distance. I don't see this fight going the distance. And I don't see Ryan Garcia pulling off no freaking upset. I don't see it. I don't see it at all, bro. I don't Ray Charles see that shit. Stevie Wonder see it. I don't see none of that. I don't see any of it, bro. If y'all have anything to say about what's out there right now, that's the link. I dropped the link or whatever. Have a little bit of time to chop it up. That's up to y'all. If not, I appreciate y'all pulling up as always. But let's hope all is well with this court date tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we can still get this fight because, like I said, the boxing fans, man, there's a lot of dysfunctionalities going on in this. So when it comes down to it, we definitely want this fight to happen because what other fights out there besides Caleb Plant and David Benavidez right now? I know you have Tony Harris and Tim Tszyu, but it's not bigger than Benavidez Plant. Let's be honest. I mean, it's just up in the air. We really can't see what's going on as far as big fights. We definitely don't know about the other fight. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to that Cool Boy Steph and Inoue fight. A lot of people are gonna say it's not bigger than Plant Benavidez, but in my opinion, I think it's just as big because look, it's just as grand of a fight because you're talking about Inoue, who's a multi-division champion. He's on the pound for pound list. When has Caleb Plant been on the pound for pound list? What has Benavidez been on the pound for pound list? Cool Boy Steph is a unified champion. So he's going in there versus a pound for pound fighter. He's been hanging out at top 3 forever and a day. So I look at Cool Boy Steph and Inoue as a bigger fight than Plant Benavidez, man. We just can't say it because it's a heavier weight class. It's bigger. No, dude. Inoue is a big deal. Point blank period, he's a big deal. It's a big deal for Cool Boy Steph to go over to this man's backyard and fight him in Japan. First of all, it's a long ass trip. First of all, it's a long ass travel over that water. And then it shows a lot of courage and honor on the part of Cool Boy Steph, where he's still trying to earn the respect of the masses, when it comes to this boxing game. The popularity ain't there yet. But he goes in there and beat a pound for pound who just unified at bantamweight, and he goes up there and stick him. He goes in here and sticking with his first L, dog. Come on, bro. They'll know who Cool Boy Steph is then. They will know who he is then, bro. Period. Bill's Boot Camp, what's good? Salute. On deck. Appreciate you for pulling up. There's not a whole lot of fights up there. I'm not going to really dive into the same topic. That Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, soap opera topics that's out there floating around. The residue is what it is, bro. Trash float on the surface all the fucking time, dog. I'm not going to go up here and be a channel who keeps on talking and creating storylines about Spence Crawford just because they think they're going to do numbers. It's okay. It's, for them to do it. I can't. I'm not going to come up here unless I get something new. You know what I'm saying? I get something new to talk about. I say, okay, I want to talk about that shit. All this, hey, man, they might be talking behind Walmart by the dumpster. Yeah, they thought it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? They thought it was necessary. That's as secret as it gets. Nobody never believed they're back there by the dumpster. I mean, why they need to speak in private? Why isn't anyone pretty much speaking about, the next fight? I don't know. Who knows who's next? If they can come out here and say, oh, guess what? We getting Spence Crawford. Hey, man, I ain't gonna believe that shit till you put it on the fucking flyer. Put that on the flyer and then we'll talk about it. And even then, the only thing it's gonna renew is the damn hate and vitriol that was out here already. That's all. That's all. Real talk. Hold on for a second, y'all. What's good, Blunts? How you feeling, bro?
Man, never better, no complaints. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How the family and all that? The kids and all that. How y'all been?
They good, no complaints. They getting on my nerves as usual.
You heard me?
Straight. No
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you. So what you want to talk about, man? What's good? What's good? Yeah, we good, man. We good. Thanks for asking, man.
For sure. Man, what do I want to talk about? Shit. I got some shit I'm gonna talk about. I'll be live a little later on, but as far as this topic is
Okay.
concerned, I don't think it's
It can be on or
I
off
don't,
topic. It don't matter.
yeah, I mean, there's plenty to talk about. I feel like plenty going on in boxing to talk about. As far as this cash cow shit, I was listening to Coach earlier, and I kind of agree with the sentiment that ain't gonna be no more cash cows. I think Canelo's probably gonna be the last one, since he come from that, that Mayweather Pacquiao era time frame. He was still around when all that was going on. I think he the last of the Mohicans when they come to the cash cow and all that. Uh, until they figure out what to do with this pirating and this illegal streaming and all that, I don't see how any of these dudes. Well, I hate to say that too, because somebody had brought up the notion that you got to have done pay-per-views or done successful pay-per-views to be a star. Like a dude called and said they were stars because they did 300K pay-per-views, talking about Arrow with Mikey and all that. Like that. I don't think doing pay-per-view make you a star because you got people over at Top Rank that's stars. You know what I mean? Like Loma and them and all that. So I don't know, man. I just don't see no more cash cows. Honestly, it's like, what's it gonna take for that? What's it gonna take to determine if you're a cash cow? If you could dance with whoever and still make crazy amounts of money,
Now
like,
that's the best question. Yeah.
yeah. What makes you a star? Like, what really makes you a star? Fight the janitor
Shout out to
at
Tony
your local
Boswell.
mall or
Salute to you,
whatever.
Tony.
Shout out Tony, man. Tony, what's the deal?
I'm a respond. I'm a caveat to what your statement. I'm just waiting for you to finish. Whenever you finish,
Oh
just let me
yeah,
know, man. I'm listening.
yeah. I mean, that's
I'm
just
listening.
yeah. We won't know until somebody determines or tells us what the protocol is for a cash cow. I mean, I don't. I'm not. Unless
And
who's a
they're
star now?
blunts.
Who does the most? My fault. I'm driving. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Can you hear
but
me?
you keep going
Okay.
out for a couple of seconds. Yeah, I can hear you.
My bad. Yeah. Well, I don't. Me personally, I don't care who's the star, who's the next, who does the most pay-per-views or not. Who got the ratings up on ESPN. That don't matter to me, man. It sounds so cliche, but I really just want to see the best dudes, get in there with the best dudes. I mean, I don't know. So I think people need to let go of that who's the star and cash cow shit and just let's focus on how can we get these people to give us the fights that we want. As fans, I think that's what we need to talk more about. That's the campaign we need to be on. Is not worrying about the fighters and slandering them and worrying about choosing the networks and shit. How in the hell? And shout out to Ness from TBV because it seems like whatever track he's on, he seems like goal oriented in the fact that he wants the fans to get what the fans deserve. You know what I mean? He wants to accommodate the people. Hence the name, the boxing voice of the people. I mean, I think we need more voices for the people, for the fans to get out there and start advocating the right shit, preaching the right message. Spend all your time on live about how we can get these fights. Like, what we gonna do? We gonna boycott these motherfuckers? We gonna all get together and not buy pay-per-view? I mean, what we gonna do? What's the plan? Somebody come up with the action so we can start making something happen. You know what I
The
mean?
boxing fan too lazy for a protest now outside of this YTC. Hey, salute to Samad on deck, man. I'm gonna get to you, Samad. Let me respond to what you said. All right, while still
Yeah.
actively on my thought process. So I look at it like this with Canelo's situation. He cannot be the last of the Mohicans when pay-per-view still exists. They've been talking for years now that pay-per-view is dead and it's gone and all this other, but you still have fighters fighting on pay-per-view. Now, if Canelo is the last of the Floyd Mayweather era, okay, so be it. But let's look at it this way, just like we experience in the economics in life. It's certain things that's not going to cost the same that we have to experience on a daily basis. It's over. Like cheap ass gas, it's over. So people are not saying, well, You know what? I just want to go back to the way it used to when gas was 89 cents a gallon. It's over. So I look at this pay-per-view scale like, yeah, we're transitioning into a different era where we have the piracy, where we have the fire sticks and everything, but yet we still have pay-per-view. So in order to establish a pay-per-view star, the numbers are going to be lower, but we have to factor in that it's a whole nother era now. We've left the Floyd Mayweather era. You know what I'm saying? Even Canelo has transitioned into a whole nother era when it comes to pay-per-view. So we're not gauging that measurement, that monetary measurement, like it's never can change. That shit can change. It will change. And you know, Javante Davis is one of those fighters that's fighting on pay-per-view on a consistency that he can put the numbers up there. If he continue to do what he do and fight the competition and knock people out, he can get paid. It's just gonna be a lower number than what we used to. And this is why I go that route there, Blunts. Is Canelo doing Floyd Mayweather numbers?
Hell no.
So if Canelo wasn't doing Floyd Mayweather numbers, why did they still consider him a cash cow? And they trying to say he's from the Mayweather era. If he's from the Mayweather era, treat him the same. Well, guess what? He's not a cash cow because he's not measuring up to the numbers that Floyd Mayweather used to do. No, accept the Canelo to go with the change of time. So let's accept the next tier to change with the time as far as when it comes to pay-per-view. We just can't keep on holding these new fighters in the same standard as we did Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez and stuff. No, it's going to be a new cash cow, bro. It's going to be a new cash cow. It's going to be another fighter on the come up that's going to make the popularity and the people going to want to see. That's just me. How can and look, it's a good thing that you said what is the standard for a cash cow? That right there proves what I'm talking about. There's no standard for a freaking cash cow, bro. Everybody has a different opinion on what a cash cow consists of. What numbers do you have to do? How many fights do you have to get those numbers? How many fights? 3, 4, 5 that you have to consistently do 300K pay-per-view? What is the standard? What is the format? It is none. There is no standard. There is no format. It's all public opinion. Samad, what's up? What's up? What's good with you? Appreciate you pulling up on the link, man.
Yeah, peace, beloved. What's going on?
But thanks for your feedback there, Blunts. I'm cool. Yourself?
Sure. Oh man, I'm blessed to find the channel. You know what I'm saying? Heard you one time, I had to subscribe.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I was
What
just,
you got?
you bring up some very, very good topics. The cash cow situation and the powers that be and with these different promoters and all those other different things. I'm just trying to find a resolution because I'm gonna tell my age. I'm 48. I've been in boxing since my dad first got me involved when I was a little kid. And I tried to get my youngest son into boxing. But the streets been calling him, trying to get him on the right path. You know what I'm saying? But you know how that goes. It's a hard struggle when they not with you all the time. But
True.
I'm just trying to find a solution to the problem with all these fighters not fighting and promoters keep doing the things they doing, and we talk about it, but we don't. There's no solution. It seems like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of the solution instead of keep talking about the problem.
What you got to say about that, Blunts?
I would agree. We need more solutions than but we get more discussions about the problems than we get, suggestions about what's going to be the solution. But at the same time, what can we do when we getting fed information that's not true? It's a lot of misinformation out here. It's a lot of words trickling around, rumors and all the sort. Then you got the fluffed up ranking systems you know you can maneuver throughout those if you got the right people in the right bag behind you. They calling out names to promote certain fights, even though they know they never gonna fight so and so. They just using the name to make a little magic happen or sprinkle a little sauce on the situation. It's like, man, we need more authenticity. We need more genuine people that's gonna give it to us real. That's gonna come out with the truth. Can we rely on the boxing writers and these people that come out and show face and give us all these things to run with and let our minds fester on? Like we need accountable people. We need thorough people. You know what I'm saying? Like we know this is what it is. They not bullshitting, but you can't that's not a guarantee nowhere you go. Nowhere in life is that a guarantee that you gonna
I'm
get
trying
That's
to.
a
somebody to keep
fact.
it 100 with you. You know?
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I didn't hear you. I thought
Well,
you would stop talking. You went out, bro.
Oh,
who
my
me?
bad. But yeah, no, you good. You go ahead.
No, blunts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Who
just say
you
more
still talking
authenticity, man.
or somebody you
No, no,
chimed
you
in?
good.
You chimed in.
You good. You good. You good. You good. Just more authenticity, man. People keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we get a lot of bullshit stories. Like Espinosa came out, he just did that. What that interview he talked about the Takes pay-per-view numbers and all that shit. I haven't gotten too deep in it. I was planning on getting deep into it
Yeah.
tonight, but in that interview, he alluded to the situation with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence that made me, he said some things that made me question.
Yeah, I
Uh,
heard that interview. Yup. I know exactly what you're talking about. I heard that interview.
he said a lot of. She said well, I ain't gonna say he said a lot of shit because I didn't watch the whole thing, but he said a few things in that interview that made me kind of go back to the timeline. Uh, and
Hmm.
and and some of that shit don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Some of that shit that he said,
Exactly.
it gives
Hmm.
it, and I want to address it. That's why I was gonna go live tonight because I really want to I
No,
really
you
want to
can
break
save
it.
it for your joint, man. You can save it for your
Word, yeah,
your live stream, man. Cause
yeah, but
I know you're gonna
yeah,
cook
Let
on
me.
it, but my point is this is an unregulated sport, brother.
That's real.
This is an
right.
unregulated sport, man. So some of the authenticity, it would be good if we had some structure. We had a president, just a single president.
That's what I was
The
going to
belt
ask you. What do
systems
you
was a
think
bit
about a
cleaner
commission?
and more organized than what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
the commissions, man, the commissions all different. They on the same. I mean,
No, no, I'm
they're
talking
not on
about
the
one
same. They're
commissioner,
on different
like one commissioner,
time. Oh
like one
yeah, yeah.
commissioner,
One
where the sanctioning
commissioner.
body's got the sanctioning body's got to answer to one commission. Like, what do you think
There's
about
no
that?
way that's gonna happen. That would be great if boxing was organized like that, but it ain't. There's no way you can get one boxing commission when the sport is unregulated. How they gonna make that happen? That's just like saying the sanctioning bodies have to answer to one person. Why? Why? Who's the president?
It,
Who's
you
above the
know,
commission?
you
Well,
would.
if they get TV, if they get like endorsements from them TV, like how the NFL or the NBA got endorsed by like NBC or ABC or whatever, say like a streaming platforms, what I mean, endorse these sanctioning bodies and have a commission to be the in between. What do you think about that? Would that work? Could that work?
Boxing is an open-ended sport because a lot of people bet on boxing. It's a reason why boxing hasn't been regulated for this long period of time. They thought
Okay.
about it back in what, 83 or something like that, when they was threatening to have boxing become regulated and hold them accountable for some things that was going on. But that'd be great if they can come to a conclusion to have one commission, the head executive, and everybody have to follow by them rules and answer to that head commission. That'd be great, bro. That'll clean up the sport. Only if that commission is solid and can't be bought. That's the problem. Why have a single commission and he end up being corrupt too?
Hmm.
I mean, they need somebody that's high enough that people gonna respect, and that they're gonna be able to make these decisions without facing repercussions outside the ring. Because boxing has a lot of people betting on it, man. That's how it's always been. A lot of people make money off boxing.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I just know that the money rules boxing. So I'm like, if you you know what I mean, corral the money where everybody getting a big piece of the pie, sort of like how the NFL owners, you know what I mean, get a big piece of the, the revenue of viewership, you know what I mean, something like on maybe not quite on that big, you know what I mean, big deal of a size of money wise, but something on that type time, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that might would help some. But like you said, the commissioner has to not be, corrupt as well. Yeah, I mean, just a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
How would like with these team sports, they have owners that's in charge of these teams. Who's going to be
hmm
in charge of the sanctioning bodies?
Well, technically, the way it should be, the promoter should be in charge of the sanctioning bodies. And the way I'm looking at the way, if you look at how boxing is structured, the promoters work for the fighters, right? So then the promoters technically supposed to, you know what I mean, be vying for the top fights that's supposed to be going on to force the commission or force the sanctioning bodies with these belts, all these, you know what I mean, many belts that they have, they should be putting those fighters in place to fight for said belt. You see what I'm saying? So
The promotion is supposed to do that. The promotion should be doing that, right?
right.
But you have to understand the promotion. I mean, the sanctioning bodies, they getting sanctioning fees for those freaking belts. So how the promotion can work for the sanction bodies and sanction bodies just charging them arm and a leg for some of these belts they got?
True.
I mean, who's
But like,
regulating that shit? Who's regulating the sanctioning fees that these sanction bodies are putting on these fighters, man? They become undisputed and they paying all these damn sanctioning fees, man.
yeah. But I was listening to Andre Ward when he was talking one time. He said that can be regulated with. He said certain fighters get they can it's wiggle room for certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? Which you know how that go. I highly doubt
Yeah, yeah.
Canelo is paying that much for his undisputed as opposed to NUA. You know what I mean? With his undisputed, I highly doubt if Canelo is paying what I mean much of what I mean those big fees. I wouldn't think because he calling the shots. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I would definitely like to find out more information on that because if it's by chance a different pay scale due to your popularity or what your status is in boxing on the pound for pound list. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know the numbers, but we don't know the numbers. Once again, boxing is
True.
so unregulated. You don't really know the true raw numbers of what's going on. But that's interesting. I definitely like to see
Yeah,
if
Andre Ward
there's
had
a
spoke
difference
about. I
between
forget.
Canelo and Inoue.
I forget when he was. It was I was listening to it on YouTube, and he was Andre Ward was speaking about it. He was like, sanctioning fees that everybody that the sanctioning bodies, you got to pay those fees. He said, but it ain't the same for every fighter. That's what he was saying. He said there's ways that you can get around certain fees. You know what I mean? And I forget how. I don't want to speak too much on because I forget exactly how he worded it. I don't want to misspeak. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's he was talking about it.
Yeah, I
I
feel
mean,
you. I
shit, you
mean,
see, you
yeah,
see,
that's
you
one of
you see it right with just with Earl and Bud. You can see, what I mean, I'm quite sure those fees that when Bud was at 40 and he was undisputed with all them belts, say with 3 belts, he probably had to pay, what I mean, out of pocket for real. And I highly doubt if Al Heyman is taxing is letting Earl get taxed like that.
nah. He didn't pay hardly anything because he won them and he vacated them. He beat
Yeah, but I'm
him
saying when
and
he
he
had three
vacated.
when he had 3 belts at one shot. Like Earl, like say, how Earl got the 3 now. Bud had 3 belts at one shot, right? I mean, no, he had the 2 at one shot. I'm sorry. Damn.
Yeah, he had two
Mm.
and Dongo had two.
Yeah, and Dongo had 2. Yeah. Damn.
So I don't
I'm
I
messing
don't
it up.
know, no, bro, it's all good. Ain't nobody perfect in this shit, but like you about Josh, Josh Tappan came off belts. He hurry up. He
Right.
didn't waste no time coming off those belts, man. But Crawford, he moved up and faced Jeff Horn. He didn't defend those belts at all at 140. He moved on. He said, "Why am I spending all that money and stay down here? You know, it's hard for me to make the weight anyway. So I'm going up and fighting at 147." So
Right.
yeah, it looks good for Errol Spence to have 3 belts, but he's still paying sanctioning fees. I'm curious to know, is his any different than Inoue or Canelo's?
Yeah, I'm curious to know that too.
I mean, you're talking about fighters that's on the pound for pound list too.
Yeah. Or even Usyk with the 3 that he got.
Yeah. I'd definitely like to know Usyk. I definitely know if he get any dang special privileges, you know what I'm saying, with those sanctioning fees.
Oh yeah, with the war going on and whatnot, he get you know.
He might just 5%. You good, just 5%.
Yeah, he might get veterans privileges. You know what I mean?
We'll get it back up than 5%. You know, just give us 5%. I don't know, man. That's a good topic. That's good info to try to figure that shit out.
But don't the sanctioning, don't the fees or whatever, aren't they based off the purse bid? So if they buy the fight, like say, like they said, Taylor and Lopez's minimum purse bid was 150,000. If it's 60-40, then one would get 60% of 150, one would get 40%, and they pay based off that. So, and the sanctioning fees would be based off what the fight gets purchased at for the bid, right? So I guess it varies per amount.
If that's the case, when Canelo
I don't know. All I know is the interview I heard with Andre Ward. I do remember him saying on the interview that Andre Ward had, he said that you can negotiate the sanctioning body's fee and put it inside your contract for said fight. You know what I'm saying? So it could be taken out, I guess, within the purse. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I gathered. You know what I mean, from what he was saying. But those fees could vary.
Negotiate up to what percentage though? What percentage? 1%, 2%? I would like to know the standard. Like, what's the lowest standard you can negotiate?
Shouldn't they have that in their rules?
$80-20.
Shouldn't each sanctioning body have that in their bylaws and their rules?
I would think so.
Hell yeah, they should have it somewhere. Like, I don't know if they have the sanctioning fee. Yeah, I'm back. Shit.
My bad. I had to switch to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. What were you saying? The last was it you that was talking?
No.
What?
Yeah. I was just saying they should have it in their bylaws, or we should be able to find it somewhere. That all those things should be on there. What their rules and regulations are, all those things should be inside that. You know, I mean, if you're representing whatever sanctioning body, it should be in there. I would think.
If that's the case, if it's in bylaws, unless they have a percentage or a range, I don't think it's just like a fighter can go up there off status quo or based off the numbers you've done or whatever the case and negotiate that in a purse without it falling within the guidelines of the bylaws. If it is in the bylaws, I don't think it's in the bylaws. I don't know. I might be wrong, but you can't sit up here and finagle your way, finesse that shit, to finesse the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a name. If the bylaw says this certain percentage, I mean, what is the standard? You know, certain amount of fights you got to have, certain amount of money you've made, certain amount of belts you have. Who knows?
It's probably they got to have some kind of industry standard. You know what I'm saying? Well, of
I'm gonna
course,
find out
I
that
would
though.
think so.
Oh yeah, please do. That'd be very enlightening.
But boxing isn't isn't an industry though. It's not even a boxing isn't even an organization. Boxing is just a sport.
Well, yeah, you're right. I agree. I would
Yeah.
agree. Shit, but
You know, like the NFL is a league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The NBA is a what? NBA is a what? Association.
Oh, association, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what is boxing? Boxing ain't a league or association.
Yeah, it ain't an
it's like an industry, like the music industry, the what is the acting business? You know what I mean? The movie.
And you see
industry
how many people get
shit.
fucked up in the industry. Shit, especially the hip hop industry. Yeah, people be getting screwed over all the time, dog.
Oh, that's a fact.
But
That's
yeah,
a
man.
fact.
Yeah, they gotta do something about them things. Well, I don't care what they do, honestly, man. I just make the fights, man. Make the fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in what's to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to let go of this the hot topics of the big fights. But
let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask y'all this question real fast.
Right.
What do you think about since Shakur just moving up to lightweight, right? What do you think about him and Gary Russell?
Him and Gary Russell.
Yeah, what do you think about that fight if that was to happen? Because then Gary move up to lightweight too. They both ain't had a fight yet at lightweight.
I heard something about that. Is it official yet? I mean,
Gary about
I saw him training and all that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw him training and all that. I don't know how. I ain't see no official.
We know Shakur Stevenson is official.
Yeah, he got his fight set. But
how you think that fight? How you think that fight would sell? You think that fight will make it? Would it be accepted by the boxing community?
I think Shakur. I think it would, but again, we would look at the fact that Gary coming off an injury, he got to get acclimated. I mean, it probably wouldn't take him too long to get acclimated, but he still got to get acclimated. Probably got to have some lower grade fights against maybe a guy that's lesser than or of the same quality as the dude Shakur getting ready to fight, the Japanese dude. Just to, get his feel back, higher weight, the injury, see how he moving, see how he doing, then step it up again. Kind of like how T.O. did, come back with that one dude. He came up to 140, fought the dude. I forgot that dude's name. The dude that never fought out of, was it Mexico or something like that? The Spanish dude. Then he had
from Spain.
Right. Then he had Sandor Martin, and now he's looking at Taylor. So I could see something like that for Gary.
Well, Mr. Gary said he don't need no tune-up. He said he'll bust
Campa,
Crawford ass any day of the week.
Campa, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
When he said that with Devin Haney now.
No, he said he'd bust Crawford ass. He said he told Sean Porter on the Porterway joint. He said if he was right. He said if he was here right now, I'm talking crazy.
Played that. Hey, OG, remember when you played that shit? You played.
Yeah,
that
he
shit,
said he'll talk shit and bust him. No, I don't know about that.
OG, remember you said I believe he would. You said I believe he would. I just don't believe it would go the way he think it would go.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think so either.
Yeah, I believe
I'm a big Bud fan
Gary
too,
meant
man.
every bit of it because they don't like each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe he would too. I don't think. Yeah, Crawford would get busy though. You crazy? You crazy as hell. Crawford would tune that ass.
Crawford would get busy on. It'll be nasty.
What Bud say? Don't mistake it.
That what's good with it?
Man, what's good with it?
I will break your back.
God damn, who said that?
I'm good.
Hold on, Q. Put it in the air, Q. Put it in the air, Q. I know you.
We
got
talking about
day,
when Bud responded to Gary Russell. He said, "I'll break your neck or break your back." Something.
Bud said, "I'll break your fucking neck in two, cuz."
That's all he say when he get
So there
into
you
it with
go.
dudes,
You
just
know what
breaking
I'm
their neck. Like, come on, man, you trying to kill somebody, bro?
That was vicious. I ain't gonna lie, that was some vicious shit, man. Like Gary, yeah, like when I hear it, man, it's funny, man. It's actually real funny because when I think about it, bro, a lot of people like they want to fight Crawford, bro, but they just not built for that shit. You know what I mean? You got Gary Russell say he want that smoke. Tank said he'd get him. You remember when they asked Jamal, man, hey, who would you like to fight, man? Out of anybody, man, no matter what class, this motherfucker gonna say Bud. Like, man, y'all guys is funny as shit, man. But that's why I really, really, really want to see Bud tune one of these niggas up that y'all cap so hard for.
Hey,
And the people want to see Bud fight that I'm like, man, shit, hey, is Jermell. You know what I mean? People be like, man, fuck that. He'll whoop Jermell last, which he probably would. You know what I mean? But Mel, like one of my he one of my favorite fighters. So that shit, like, man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, like that'll be one of them ones. You know, I like that fight over Earl because Earl, like, you know, he just showing too much thong and skirt, my nigga. Like, bro,
Not the thong and skirt.
Cuz throwing thong and skirt, bro. You don't really want
Who's showing that?
Earl, bro.
Who's
Earl
showing
don't
that?
really want to. Yeah, Earl.
Damn, he said thong and skirt.
That's exactly
God
what he
damn.
said.
He don't really want that smoke like that, bro. Hard, like I said, and I think, man,
What a thong and skirt
giving
gotta
like
do with it,
Earl
nigga? Like
fans,
that's a visual I don't need.
he just that's just how I say he's showing he a pussy. You feel me? Like he's showing he a pussy. Like,
If a nigga have on a thong and skirt, he ain't showing shit but nuts and goddamn dog. There ain't no pussy in that.
Badussy. Yeah, Badussy.
Badussy, yeah, Badussy.
Yo, they didn't get much traction.
I don't know, man.
Bud
I
getting touched up in ATL.
Well, I mean, what ain't getting a lot of traction is that bullshit they out here trying to sell.
What you mean? Bud got touched up in ATL. What? What are we talking about?
In that sparring session, they said they was trying to sell that narrative. Hello?
Yeah, OG, we hear you, OG. It sounded like, I don't know why it seemed like you kind of delayed behind us.
Who's they?
You can hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you somehow. It sounded like OG delayed though. Like it sounded like we in real time and he kind of delayed. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, WCS sound good to me.
Nah, like he sound good. The audio sound good, but the
audio sound good.
But
sometimes it do sound like you delayed just a little bit. But nah, they was trying to push that narrative that Bud, you know what I mean, sparring that Bud got touched up in ATL.
You talking about by Norman? By Brown Norman?
Yeah.
Oh no, come on, man. The OG was there. Look, OG was there. Ain't that right, OG? You was there, you witnessed it, laid eyes on it.
I witnessed it. That's why I'm trying to see where is that coming from. I mean, like, I thought we had already hashed this out.
I'm new to the channel. I'm new to the channel. I didn't. If you touched on it, I mean,
he got off. Brian Norman got off, bro.
Right.
OG said he came out.
He got off. Real talk. He got off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
ready to get to it.
Yeah, it's sparring, man. But damn, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. I think I think the most craziest shit, man, I've been seeing, or the narrative that people be trying to push that shit just not catching, bro. That bullshit.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna leave, but y'all have a blessed one, man. My wife said dinner is done, so I just came in the crib, so I'm gonna holler at y'all another time. I'm gonna keep listening though.
For sure.
All right, bet, fam.
Respect,
all right, peace.
That shit that they was, man. Bud and Earl, man, they possibly negotiating. You know what I mean? Earl ain't
It's
gonna
going
Earl.
down, Q.
Oh, see, that's cow.
Ooh,
What?
stop it, Q. Stop
That's
it.
why,
Don't do that.
hey, they did it for niggas like you to try to
They
juice
gonna
up
they
your
gonna announce it on July 4th again.
Come on now, y'all. Don't do it. Hey, look, I
bro.
already
They
delete.
gonna
Look,
Bruh, they using Bud to sell that nigga next fight, bro.
I
That's all.
deleted. No. Look. I deleted my broadcast. We could talk about it. We gonna talk. We gotta talk about it. Look, we gotta talk about it. I'd rather
Man,
just talk about it. I don't want to go live again after this. It ain't no sense. I'm with my people right now. We could address it. I think people need to get that hope back up under their ass. You know what I'm saying? And pay
man.
attention. It could be something
When you
going
going
on.
live, Blunts? When you going live, Blunts, to talk about that shit?
I was gonna go live around 9:45. I don't see that's an hour from now. I don't see no point, man.
Oh,
I don't see
today?
no point. We could do it right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to take it too far left on OG shit, but it's going. I feel like, we need to have some hope, man. Have some hope. I got some things. You know what I'm saying? I got some things I could present that would make me say we need to have some hope.
Man, I'm all out of
I
hope,
would say that's
man.
good content for your channel, bro. I would say that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that you got some topics that's really gonna perk up the interest of the listeners, I think that's good content for your channel and shit, dog.
Yeah, man, go
You know
and
what I'm
push them
saying?
niggas.
It could be, but I'm with, I'm right in the space we
Because
need to
I'm
be in,
curious. I'm curious to know what you talking about anyway. Shit, I'm curious. Shit.
You know, nigga, you got my little dog ears up, my nigga. Cause I'm when I seen that, my nigga, I just rolled my eyes, bro. Like, bro, why is they using Bud to sell this nigga? Sell this shit, bro. Is they just gonna drag this nigga along again, bro? Like, I mean, me personally, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If it's true, I like it because that's what I said. They just showing Showtime and Al. They just showing me that they ain't what I think they is, and that's just hoe ass niggas that be in their feelings, claiming that they doing business. You know what I mean? Like, you know, y'all really should have went back in the negotiation with them in 2022. You know what I mean? Like, just for the simple fact, like, you announced it and I was gonna announce it, but I got my fucking, my arm, my thigh and shit. It start hurting and shit like that. Bro, fuck all that, bro. Like, spin the block, bro. Like, spin the fucking block. Stop doing that whole ass shit. Like, niggas calling him out, bro. At the end of the day, that pressure on him, bro. I don't care, bro. Like, Bud, what you want about him? Say what the fuck you want about him, but he has real boxing fans in his corner. Earl has man fan guy lovers. You know what I mean? No disrespect to some of my, my real, niggas that fuck with Earl and they fuck with that
No,
boxing
you
shit.
said it correctly. I think it was clear.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a few. I fuck with my nigga IB. He a Spence fan, but he ain't too. He ain't with the
Right.
craziness. You know what I mean?
Shit.
I can't put them all under that umbrella, but it is some guys that's super.
Hey Q, you
Nigga,
hear me? Hey
yeah,
Q, I put it like this: if you're making a general statement and it's open, you don't name nobody. If they take ownership of it and you didn't call their name, that's their mistake, bro.
facts. His dog gonna holler.
For real. For
So
real. Nah, look, man. I don't think they playing, man. I don't
No,
think they
that's my
playing.
dog. Man, when they say bud sexuals, that ain't me.
no, they talking. No, I don't even. Yeah, I don't really. I be like, oh shit. I be trying to think who they talking about. Like, bro, who put a name on that shit.
For real.
It is, they out there, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, when niggas say bud sexuals and they say that, bro. Even some of the guys that I see that create content and they talk about Bud, they channel might be talking about the Bud and Spence saga. That might be their ongoing shit. but it ain't no fucking like how niggas be on with that Earl shit, bro. That shit be damn near, like, bruh. You know what I mean? It be too nasty, bro. Some of these niggas be jock strap holding, bro. So when I look at majority of Bud fans, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I see dudes who a fan of boxing. A majority of motherfuckers that think Bud gonna win, bro, is ultimately because, like, man, they think he just gonna outbox or Earl ain't got the tools. You know what I mean? So, like, that's just how it go, man. I'm really ready to see. I hope they can get the fight done, bro. Cause nigga, I got a lot of money out there. You know what I mean? And I want to win that shit, bro. Just like I won all that money for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
So they don't have a statute of limitations on this fight with bets. Cause I made a bet a year plus ago, and goddamn, that shit can't be still. You know what I'm saying? It can't be still agreed upon, dog. Like, the motherfucker fell out. The bet is over.
But damn, who get the money if it fall out like that, though, man? Who getting the cheese?
No, I'm talking about like the fight fell out. The fight fell out, though.
Yeah. So I'm saying that the bet go null and void, or is it if you can find a person to place blame, then you should get that cheese on the other side. If we can find that the early shit ducking, nigga, you got to pay me my cheese, bro.
That's out there. That's a fact. It's a fact now, man. It's a fact.
That's gonna be damn near impossible, bro, for them to admit the arrow was ducking, dog.
Shit, the signs is there, man. I think.
We might, bro. All this leak audio, bro. This nigga got more holes in this side than a fucking laundry basket, my nigga. That nigga Earl got it. Niggas can't hold water over there.
That's our fault, man. That's our fault, man.
Man, I heard Steven Espinoza got a promotion, man. What's up with that?
Well, he the president. I mean, like he the president, CEO, executive.
Shit, I don't know. I heard what the fuck did I don't know what he is. I heard he working at CBS or something now. What's up with Steven Espinoza, bro? He got a promotion or some shit. What's up with that?
Let me see what Rick said.
I just seen it. I'm like, oh shit, man.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah. I saw something about it. I posted something about it, but I forgot what that shit said. I saw Rick say something about it too.
It might have been you. You know, that's how I be stand up on my shit, man. You don't want to let me know that the WBO with the TO and Josh Taylor shit.
It's funny because people try to tell me when I first posted that TO and Josh Taylor shit, people tried to tell me it was cap. It wasn't gonna happen. And then look at that shit. That shit, man.
I mean, motherfucker had an email to the Barbarian, bro.
For real. So they put the whole paperwork up. I said, oh shit, look, they put the paperwork up, said what they said. 150,000 a minimum. I can't see that. I can't see them doing, man, I don't know. Somebody got offered at least a couple million for that fight.
Oh, yeah, that's how they do it, but you know, that's just like the minimum they start the purse bid. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, I wonder who. I don't know, bro. So it's gonna be a purse bid. So it's gonna be a purse bid, or is Bob Arum gonna be able to be like, okay, let me put the fight together, make it, or is it like a date? If they don't make that date, then they do a purse bid.
I think he did. That sound right. I would think he would go ahead and make it though. I don't even think he'd let it go to the purse bid. Who, you know what I mean? But can't somebody else buy it and he still have to put it on type shit? I don't know.
I mean, like a promoter could win a purse bid, and then, like, you know what I mean? If like ESPN, if it's a promoter, say that don't got a network, you know what I mean? And they Bob Arum still want to get his hands in on it, he'd be like, fuck it, you know, we the network. So he'll take their promoter, you know what I mean? They pay him, you know, and they work it out like that. So either way it go, I ain't mad at it, man. I seen some people that don't really like it. They want Catterall to get his shot. I mean,
I think we getting ready to get it, man. I think we gonna see it. I think contrary to what they talking about when they said he left the table and all this shit, I think they knew pretty early on, probably by sometime in October. I feel like they knew they wasn't gonna make that fight that year. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't gonna make it in 2022. I think I'm pretty sure they knew ahead of time, and they told him sometime in October that they wasn't gonna be able to do it in 2022.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think. For sure.
who told Bud that?
Yeah. Showtime and them, whoever. I'm pretty sure it could have been Showtime. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they let him know sometime in October. Based off the shit that I heard and the pieces I done put together.
Man,
and that's the reason why.
Them niggas tried to finesse, bro.
They did. I think they honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I think they thought that he was going and Coach said something to the effect that it's earlier today on his live, but I think they told him. I think they didn't expect him to be that stubborn, right? I think like they really did expect him to just see that shit, take that shit, and move it quick. You know what I mean? And it didn't go like that.
Man, I don't think it's stubborn, Blunts. I think they didn't expect him to cross his eye, to cross the T's and dot the I's, because like, and this is what I'm saying. If what Bud changed or wanted to be done or revised, if it was bullshit, when he asked to change it or get this revised, they wouldn't revise it. They wouldn't change it. They would look at you like, shit wrong with that. I'm not changing that. But for the simple fact that I can go back and tell you, like, I don't like that, bro. Let's change that. And they do it. It wasn't bullshit, bro. Y'all are on bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm doing a contract with you, Blunts, and I got a motherfucker broke into my crib, I got fucking 30 cars. I do Uber or whatever the fuck. I got 30 cars, you know what I mean? And I need keys for all them shits because the motherfucker took all the keys. And you like, shit, man, I probably could do a set price or this or that. And I'm hearing you were like, well, you know, this and that, since you're doing so many of them. This, and you counter off and you be like, well, yeah, you're right, bro. I probably could, bro. But if there's no way that you could do the deal to make it less or better or whatever, more convenient for a person, bro, you just gonna say, bro, I can't do it, and that's it. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that Bud telling you revise this and you change it, you send it back, and he's like, revise that, send it back, and you change it. Send it back, revise it, and you change it. You could get mad and be like, man, this nigga know all the little tricks, but you like, man, this nigga really know his shit. Fuck it, let me go and change it. 2023, huh? And he get it back and he like, oh shit, I agree to everything, but whoa, what the fuck? This ain't it, bro. This ain't the date. Not signing it. I'm gonna take the bull over here, like. Know what I mean? Like, that's for y'all. Steven Espinoza, let it be known they let shit linger on, bro. That shit, Bud wasn't letting shit linger on. If he said everything on this side was done, there's nothing else to linger on. Only thing y'all lingered on was about this date. All that other shit y'all want to say, Bud hard to do the business with and this and that with. Bro, just like motherfuckers be saying, did he agree to everything? Yes, because they changed the shit he wanted to. But they also changed the date in the midst of all that shit, you know. So I can't. I don't believe none of that shit about Bud was hard to do business and this and that. Yeah, maybe he read his shit, but maybe his lawyer better than any other lawyer that y'all have to deal with. Maybe you know what I mean. The deal y'all have for him, he knew it was some shit that he could get better, and y'all was willing to do it because y'all did it, bro. It was shit that y'all was hesitant on, but at the end of the day, the fact that y'all hesitant is the fact that y'all like, man, that shit, man. He's that man. I was gonna get at least an extra 200,000, man, by making that move, but fuck it, I ain't gonna be able to get it now. Like, nigga, that's why you hesitant, nigga, because the shit he want to change gonna benefit him, not y'all. So you don't want to change it. But
That's
for the simple fact, like, exactly. But for the simple fact, it's really fair. You have to change it, my nigga. It ain't no egregious changes. Like, man, fuck it. He said he wanted to fight an 18 by 18, man. This 22 by 22. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, you changed the shit, and they ain't never came out and said what was the thing he wanted to change, other than the control over shit like that. But I really don't believe that shit because Bud didn't talk about that shit when he did his whole little spiel. He didn't talk about, man, I want transparency and this and that. He ain't really delve deep in on that shit. If maybe he could or couldn't talk about it, that really don't matter. But
we should be able to chalk the transparency up to seeing where the fuck the bread at. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that based off of what, Wilder and Broner and everybody coming out saying. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. With him wanting to see the transparency. We chalk the
Especially in light of
transparency
what
up.
AB's talking about.
That shit is crazy. Like, nigga, you not finna be like, if I'm Bud, nigga, you not finna be trying to nigga, what? Nigga, he can't even run that type of payment plan on Bud. You know what I'm saying? So he gotta figure something out. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably throwing a hole, you know what I mean? It's probably slowing him down. And I think that's what it was. I remember, hey, look, I'm telling you, I ain't even no point for me to jump on this motherfucker again. I think, you know what I mean? The evidence is there, man. All the evidence is there that Al was moving slow. Crawford wasn't. Espinoza in this most recent interview on Chicken Talk, shout out Lazy Lefty. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him 2 times because them picks got me 400. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lazy Lefty. If you ain't fucking with Lefty, you need to fuck with Lefty because that's where the picks came from. Niggas told me drop the picks. That's the nigga that dropped the picks. You know what I'm saying? He just started his YouTube, Chicken Talk. Go to Chicken Talk, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the interview.
I think I'm subscribed.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Follow him on Twitter. That's where the pics was. I got snatched them right off Twitter. Boom. You know what I mean? But anyway, in that interview, man, he said that one side was moving slow and one side was dug in to what they wanted and stubborn and not moving. And he reiterated a point that OG brought up the other day. I remember that first little interview Espinoza did a couple weeks ago before this most recent one on Chicken Talk.
When he was talking about he had shit left on the table. Or
yeah. OG, remember when you said you had commented on the fact that he said in that interview there was information he wasn't privy to, and I remember you saying something to the effect of Espinoza, you can't be out here talking the shit you talking, and then at the same time saying it's information you don't know about. It could be conversations between promoter and fighter that you're not a part of. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Correct. So he said this. Absolutely. He said this same thing, and he said the same thing in that Chicken Talk interview. He said, sometimes there's stuff going on. I'm just the middleman. Sometimes I'm advising, and then I'm like not there. I'm just like, I'm looking at the flow of negotiations and paperwork. And that's when he said, I see one side's moving slow. I see the other side is dug in. They stubborn. They want what they want, and they not moving. And that's what it was. So essentially, from what I took from that was he chalked it up to Al and them is moving slow, based off of his view of the flow of paperwork coming back and forth. Terrence ain't moving. You know what I'm saying? Terrence want what he want. He wants you to change it. This is what he asking for. It is what it is. He said this in the interview. You know what I'm saying? And then, so they asked him. They said, when we saw you in Texas in April, before Ugas and Errol even fought, you told us y'all was planning on the November day. How did we end up to February? And they was like, well, there's two reasons. He said, Espinosa said there was two reasons. The first reason was that the venues, they had venues or whatever booked up. They saw, it wasn't, the negotiation wasn't moving how they thought it was gonna move. So suddenly you got people calling you saying, hey, you need to do something with this, or I'm gonna get a venue to the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a concert he trying to do. You know what I mean? So they started dealing with that. So then they got to December. So then they came up with December or whatever. And I guess the same type of shit started going on. So they ended up in January. But if y'all remember, they couldn't have been trying to fight Bud in January because the WBC website say Tom Brown requested permission for Errol to fight Keith at 154 on November 14th of 2022. So if y'all knew early November that y'all was gonna request special permission to fight Thurman at 154, how could you have been planning like when the leak audio came out and Spence said hopefully we can make it happen in January? Nigga, you knew it wasn't gonna happen in January.
Well, I think that was still that was after Bud announced he was fighting Oh Boy. Cause he announced he was fighting Oh Boy, I think like August 21st to 22nd or something like that. And it was after, but it was, you still knew they was dragging their feet because like, bro, Bud, he let it be known like how adamant he was on, trying to get the fight done. You know what I mean? But like he said, Al let the shit linger on. Al, had to take care of his mom. And then Al has some other bullshit he said. And then he was like, bro, let's just all sit down and we do that. And Al said, no, bro, that's 3 fucking times. So what you talking about lingering on? That nigga making shit linger on, bro. And Espinosa just backed that shit up and let it be known. You know what I mean? And, bro, just, man, the shit right in front of you. It ain't even no read between the lines type shit. Like, maybe the shit just blatantly coming out. Like, Steven Espinosa just letting that shit slip off his tongue. He can't even lie. He can't even just keep fabricating that shit like how he was, bro. It's like,
hey.
And hell, he don't care because motherfucker, I ain't even about to be working with you no more.
Yeah. So and that's another reason I think he's starting to slip on his information and shit. But he also said it was two things. He said the venues, but then he said the time you need to promote an event like that, right? So he's like, you need. Yeah, he started talking about 12 weeks. Yeah, he said in October when he said what? Shit. In that interview, he said basically if you anything around 8 weeks, you kind of cutting it. You know what I'm saying? Like you going up against it for real. But he proved that you don't need 12. He said they proved way back in the Manny and Pacquiao, whatever, that you don't need 12 weeks to promote a fight like that for real. So that they was running up against the time, and then they had to deal with losing out on the venues. You know what I'm saying? Them was the two things that really pushed the fight back to February, is what he's saying. So look, right? If Bud say he want to fight in 2022, at what time? And you need 8 or 9 weeks to promote. At what time should them negotiations have been done for them to fight in 2022?
I mean, can I chime in though? Because if that was the case that push the fight to 23, why did Errol say he's fighting with or without Bud though?
Exactly. In November, right?
Bud, you had the venue locked on. Yeah, in November, you had the venue locked on already. It wasn't. Yeah.
But in November,
he's saying he gonna fight with or without.
Exactly. And then in the same month of November, they filed for the special request to fight Thurman at 154 pounds. It said that on the WBC website. Coach Malachi pulled that shit up and read that shit word for word. It said November 14th, 16th, something like that, 2022, Tom Brown requested special permission for Earl to have that bout at 154 in November. Right? So, but then in the original Chicken Talk that I posted before Chicken Talk made their channel, in October, Espinosa said, somebody asked the question. They said, could we see Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman? And Espinosa's answer was, well, listen, I know what Errol said. I know Errol doesn't really want to fight Keith Thurman, but we could, you know what I'm saying? But we could think of a lot of times where opponents said they weren't going to fight each other and they fight each other under special circumstances. You know, under special circumstances, if I think it's still a great fight. And yeah, I think both fighters will be open to it. So in October, he alludes to the fact it is a possibility we could see Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman. November, they go secret. We don't know nothing about it in November, but they go over there, request special permission, and then want to say that time and venues is the reason they got pushed back to February and shit. Like, nah, man. Y'all didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight.
They just ball face lying, bro.
The proof is like, but the facts is out there. Is all I'm saying. The facts is out there that they didn't want to fight. You put the shit together, it don't make sense. And I feel like that's what I'm saying. Around October, Bud had to have known that they didn't want to fight and they wasn't gonna fight. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to fight, and then when I hear Espinosa talk, 1 minute he talking about he say, well, we don't really need all this time and shit to promote. But when it come to this fight, y'all talking about press tours. So when he said that, he talking about, yeah, you need a month for that, then they need 8 weeks to train. So when we just talking about Bud and Spence fighting, bro, that's 12 weeks. That's 12 weeks. They're going to have to do a whole month of promotion. The little press tour or whatever that y'all talking about y'all gonna have, a month of that, and then they 8 weeks of training. Bro, what, like?
It was no way.
Cap. It's cap, yeah, no way.
It was no way. It was no way, man. They wasn't like, but even still, bro. Even still. How was they still at the table? How was they still at the table when they put a special request in November to fight Keith Thurman?
Man, these niggas, bro, these niggas was acting like they was too busy, bro. Put this nigga on a conference call. You get on the call with this nigga, and you got other people beeping in. Like, hold up, man, I got somebody on the other line, man. Beep. They gotta keep calling you back. Like, hey, man, you read that? Like, y'all gonna, you know what I mean? Y'all sending that back over? You like this nigga nowhere to be found. You ain't like pressing Al. You ain't pressing your team to hurry up and send it. Woo, woo, woo. This nigga done called me about 25 M's. Boom, he had to call Al. You know, he said Al possibly know him, nigga. He never said Al came out and denied not knowing them. Like, nah, I don't know them. Yeah, nigga, you knew the money was there, nigga, because Al never denied that shit wasn't there, nigga. Al never denied that he didn't know them dudes that Bud told him about. And nigga ain't say shit. He just said ain't nobody touching this.
Be on that level with that type of money, they knew each other.
You know who the fuck that is. Like, he said, like, then they want to talk about,
why would that be? Why would that even be a concern, anyway? Because at the end of the day, he has to know who they are before the deal is completed anyway.
Yeah, he knew that money was real. That's why he said, man, ain't nobody touching this fight. That nigga knew that money was real. Don't worry about that. Ain't nobody touching this fight. Why you want to put a cap on yourself? Like, geez.
Hey, look, this what I really want to show y'all that make me think that we gotta consider a possibility of this shit going down, right? So check this out. Let me see. OG, let me see if I can share that to you real quick. Can you see that? OG.
No, I can't. I can't see anything.
You see that down there? I presented it to you.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I see
check
it
this
now.
out right here. Right,
I just
Easy Raw Boxing.
You guys zoom in. It's too
I
small.
got zoom in. Let me see.
Yeah, make it bigger. Like 125.
Yeah. Let me see. What I got? Oh shit, we ain't doing that. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah. Like zooming in
Nah,
bigger.
we got it right here. Boom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, big.
Easy Raw Boxing, right? Can you see that? A little bit better. All right. He said this part of the clip, this part of the interview stood out to him. So in this little clip, and this is in response to the tweet from Capinger, Michael Benson, and all that. Lazy asked a question to Steven Espinosa, and he asked him, "I'm gonna just let y'all hear it, and then
should I start planning the trip to Dallas in a couple months?"
Yeah, unless there's a surprise.
I mean, I'm gonna be there for Virgil and Stanionis. Should I stay another couple weeks?
I would say probably so, but there's always the opportunity of a last minute change of plans.
Oh yeah. All right.
So look, somebody said, well, Lazy said, I was trying to get the Spence versus Thurman venue because I already know the date. So you hear Lazy ask him, you say, should I go ahead and, book my flight a couple months to be out there? To which Steven replies, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or should I stay out there a couple extra weeks? He didn't, but that was before he said it was for Stanionis and Virgil, right? So basically, he trying to see it because we already know Keith fighting Thurman at Texas. You know what I mean? He got Lazy know the date already. So he's asking, should I stay in Texas if they're gonna fight a couple weeks later? It's no sense in me leaving Texas and then coming back to Texas to see Spence fight. So should I stay in Texas? But then Espinosa's like, it's a change of plans, and the only thing I could think of is Spence not fighting Thurman and fighting Bud in Vegas. So Easy Raw said, I got you, but the way he phrased it just sounded like they were still weighing the options. Somebody else said, I think it's unlikely, but that's where my mind went when he mentioned the surprise. He also said he didn't want to cast blame when the Spence versus Bud negotiations question came up because it's not productive in getting a deal done. So if they actively working on a deal, he not just going to sit out here and pass blame on this man for not, you know what I mean, making shit happen in the first negotiations. But at the same time, I think his verbiage here in this clip was very telling. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. Should I start planning the trip to Dallas in a couple months?
Yeah, unless there's a surprise.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Disregard Virgil and Stanionis. Should I plan my trip to Texas? And his response is, yeah, unless there's a surprise. What other fucking surprise could we get? What other surprise could we get?
Be there for Virgil and Stanionis. Should I stay another couple weeks?
So mind you, he said he already knows the date. He's asking, should he stay in Texas another couple weeks?
I would say probably so, but there's always the opportunity of a last minute change of plans.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Of course, it's a last minute change of plans. Of course.
Come on, man. Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence in Vegas. You don't want to stay in Texas, my boy. You gonna want to. You might want to book another.
Texas.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to not do that. You know what I mean? But I would see. I think, Steve. I think that was real clever by Stevie. You know what I'm saying? Like he said something without saying something. I feel like, in my opinion. Again, not casting blame on Bud for the failed negotiations the first time because it's not productive in getting a deal done. You know what I'm saying? That's his language. That's what he said. It's like, what deal are you trying to get done? You know what I mean? Mm. So
Maybe, man. And then, hey, I say, man, Big Blunts, man, you was right, my nigga.
hey,
But
I don't think Tank and Ryan gonna happen, bro. I honestly don't. And in my mind, bro, it's not finna be a situation where we don't get both fights. We getting one or the other. The way this shit been going, bro, it's not one of them's gonna happen. It's that simple. I don't see how boxing survives with shenanigans like this, and neither one of them happen. We not gonna get both of them, but we definitely gonna get one of them. And I don't think it's taking Ryan, man.
I mean, boxing survived 2020, 2021, and 2 without this fight, man.
The time is just crazy to have 2 mega fights on the table. Both look like they suffering issues. Both got negotiations brought to the light. Both cast the same reflection on Showtime that things aren't done in a timely manner. It's just it's too much. It's too many similarities for it to be coincidence in my mind. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's a very good chance that it happens. It's happening. I think they probably wanted to put that information out there, see what kind of reaction they were going to get. Everybody's pretty much down and out. From what I saw, nobody cares to hear it. They don't want to. We're not even buying it. Go ahead, turn it off. Everybody looks at that like that remote. What was it? The remote possibility that it could happen. Everybody looked at that like, get this shit out of here. We're on to the next one. We let it go. You know, you got a few stragglers out there that are like, man, I hope they're serious this time. You know what I mean? But other than that, seems like all hope is lost. And next thing you know, that's usually when they drop it on your lap and say, guess what, motherfuckers? We got your ass. And everybody jump up out their motherfucking drawers. They start digging in their piggy bank, turning their couches over, trying to find their last little bitty coins. They book their hotels.
It's gonna take more than a piggy bank.
Man, you know it. You know it. And it's gonna be worth every penny, though. I definitely believe it'll be worth every penny. No stone unturned, man. For sure. So I
don't see
believe
it, man. I think Ryan Garcia and Tank gonna happen, bro. I know I talk about hocus pocus all the time, but what's the hell is why do it like this? Why present Tank and Ryan and then come with freaking Crawford Spence?
I would think to keep the mega fight hope alive. Like to you know, people thought the mega fight was here, the biggest fight was here. And now you hearing like this is the next biggest fight in boxing. You know, and ironically it's coming, you know, Showtime's involved, PBC's involved in this too. You know, so I feel like it's gonna be one or the other for them. It's just gotta be one or the other. They'd be amazing. They'd be fucking fantastic if they could pull both of them off. But we know I think the time span alone, it's not gonna happen. Can't have 2 fights back to back like that with Virgil and Stanionis at the end of the month. You just got David and Caleb. It's not gonna happen. So I think later in the year, Tank and Ryan can happen for sure. But I think right now they know what time it is. They know what time it is. And I don't know. I don't want to say that they don't want the fight with Bud, but that they not in no rush. You know, like Q said, Al knows, you know, he's gonna lose a little bit of this by changing that in the contract for Bud. You know, he's gonna lose a little bit here, he's gonna lose a little bit there. But again, at the same time, I made the point before that Errol could lose. Why wouldn't Al just invest in Boots? You know, why wouldn't you try your best to do anything in your power to swoop up Boots? If he's already got the deal with Showtime, you try to get in there and do your advisory thing. You know what I mean? His dad ain't gonna let you just fuck around with him and play with him. So invest in Boots. See if you can pull that magic on Boots. and then reclaim your welterweight. You know what I mean? How you can have your welterweight stallion in your stable, but let that one go. And it appears as though the Charlos are finna move up. They finna take, a new course of action, a new route. So shit, go ahead and make it happen. I feel like if if he was smart, he would make it happen. How can he be so smart and not make it happen? They claim he's a very intelligent man. He knows this, he knows that. If he was smart, he'd make it happen. Some way, somehow, by all means necessary.
I don't see why you think he should invest in Boots right now. And Boots haven't really shown that he has the star power yet. Especially going off the Korean performance, he hasn't shown he got that star power yet.
Well, shit, he could let Errol go ahead and lose, and then fight Boots like once a year, and work him how you need to work him. The belt's gonna spread out. They're gonna move around. He's gonna have to explain it. He'll probably get Boots the IBF belt, one of the strictest. He could hold on to it forever, the same way Errol did, and have all them, be able to maneuver how he maneuvers and go on his little belt collection reign. He got plenty of time with the way them dudes moving over there and not how inactive they are. I could see him,
Well, they inactive for a business reason, in my opinion, not anything more than that. Like, they get a budget at the beginning of the physical year from the networks. So for them to have them fighters on the shelf, they must be trying to come up with a plan. And I look at it like they're trying to invest all that money for a big fight with Ryan Garcia and Tank. Because, like I said before, you asked me who's the bigger fight. Ryan and Tank is the bigger fight. So if you agree that Ryan and Tank is the bigger fight, why do you all of a sudden switch and say that they're holding out for Crawford Spence when Garcia and Tank is the bigger fight?
I think it's the bigger pay-per-view fight.
That's what I'm saying. The bigger fight, period.
Yeah. But I feel like when it comes down to which fight people want to see more, I feel like it's undisputed with Terrence Crawford and Bud. Like people that want, like, people wouldn't want to see this matchup with Tank and Ryan. Like, I don't feel like casuals would want to see it if it wasn't like presented to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man's in Louisiana, he don't know nothing about boxing. Trying to bet me on this fight that Ryan would beat Tank. He from Louisiana. He don't know who Regis Prograis is. He don't know nothing.
Damn, he's just going off the strength or whatever, huh? The air.
He just going straight internet. I promise to God, all internet. Like, he just going off of what he see on the internet. He think Ryan gonna win. But like, it's not something he would want to see or have a desire to see if it wasn't like put together. If it never happened, it's not something he would like come to me and be like, man, I always wanted to see that fight happen. Like, because I saw Ryan on Instagram and, man, like, what reason would he have? People have a million reasons why they want to see Spence and Bud, pure boxing fans.
But
yeah,
why would you say Garcia Davis is bigger just a pay-per-view? If they bigger pay-per-view, then what other numbers are we going off of if pay-per-view kind of establish them, being globally, people buying that fight? What else is it?
I don't know. I mean, it can't be nothing else other than that would determine how, like, one's bigger than the other. But I'm saying, like, I can't think. Like, I want to see Bud and Spence more than I would want to see. I could go without Tank and Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could live the rest of my life and not care that I never saw Tank and Ryan fight. I would never think back and be like, man, it would have been great to see Tank and Ryan fight. Like, it'd have been cool. You know what I mean? But that's not something I'm pressed. Like, I'm not. I don't know, man. It don't hype me up. It don't. You know what I mean? What hype me up is Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. Like, I mean, I think a lot of boxing fans are like that too. But then you got the casuals who really want to see this happen, and probably a lot of casuals are going to be the reason why it does so well. You got people like the cat I just mentioned who don't know shit about boxing, but I guarantee you he gonna buy that fight. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, because he bet me $20. What's gonna happen? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be silly shit like that. People popping out of nowhere that just follow the kid on the internet and probably gonna buy the fight because they making stupid bets with people. You know what I'm saying? And it just does so well. I mean, I definitely think
I don't think it's healthy for you to revisit this fight with hope again, dog. Because you thought it was gonna happen in April, man. Now you turned around.
Well, look, if
the fight ain't going down in April up to this point, like, dang, dog. I mean, you want to get punishment again?
Listen, we got this is the last sliver of hope, man. Like, this is it. Like, this is the last little piece of hope. Right before summer, I don't see it happen anytime. Like, if it don't happen before summer, I can't see it ever happening. Honestly, I don't see it happening later in the year. The time is now. I always felt like it was gonna be around April. You know what I mean? I always felt like it was gonna be because of we always say because of the YouTube video. You know what I mean? When they had the fight coming out, and if it goes based off of what I'm hearing right here, Errol's date is because again, Lazy knows the date already. He knows when Spence is gonna be fighting. I will say from that picture I posted of Spence popping outside. He does look like he's in better shape.
Stop it.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
I will give him that, OG. Let me see if I can find it, OG. Hold on, man. Let me see that.
Stop it, man.
Look, OG. I mean, he ain't bulging out the overalls, man. He ain't bulging out the overalls,
fat,
man. He might be about, I say, 10 to 12 pounds away from a 6-pack, man. 10 to 12 pounds away. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hell
man,
yeah.
That dude have on
big ass overalls on.
Camouflage overalls, bro.
Look at the duck, man. Duck got boots on too.
Damn,
man.
Bro, man, like
I don't know, man. I think, he does appear to be a little slimmer than when he was on that beach. If I can say so, you know what I mean? I will give him that. He could be getting ready. He could be getting in shape. And he'd be smart to do so. If it's definitely going down with Terrence Bud Crawford, you'd be smart to start early, man. Right about now.
Tell him to stand up so we can see, the real pitch. Tell him to stand up on both feet. Not. We know when you lay down, motherfucking stomach look different when you laying down, man. Come on, bro.
You ain't lying though. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. But yeah, man.
You keep giving this dude hope, man. You got hope for EJ, bro. You got
damn. You got I can't see him. I can't see him just. I don't think it's his fault though, man. I don't think it's his fault. I think it's got a lot to do with Al, and I can't see him just letting it slide like that. What you do all this work for, man? You was crying when you didn't he lose in the Olympics? You was crying, dude. Like if you love this shit, like
he didn't even make it to the semis, bro.
He didn't even make it. Well, damn, he cried though. He was hurt.
He lost one time, and then it was a robbery, so they gave him another chance. And his thoughts were, his words were, he had lost his mojo. How can you lose your mojo like that, dude? You getting a second chance to make it to the semis, man.
Yeah. I mean, we ain't no telling his mind frame. He has done a little, a few suspect things, questionable things that will make us, wonder, what's wrong with him. I mean, he did forget how old he was at one point in time. You know what I mean? He said something about he started boxing, and then the ages none of it made sense. He's done some things that haven't made sense. I would say maybe he got discouraged at that time, but I don't know. Other than that, I think he still loves it that much. When it broke his heart and it crushed him and he cried on TV, that to me, that's love.
Who cried?
Then Errol cried. Then he start, then the eyes start watering.
Oh, that was goddamn that white chocolate coming out his eyes, man. He had a bowl of motherfucking freshly dipped, man. That's what that was. That was white chocolate.
Man, I'm just saying. I think man, come on, he'll do it. He'll fight him.
Man, hell
He
no,
getting
man.
ready, man.
Nah, man, fuck that, man.
Big
Hell
surprise,
no,
man.
dog.
OG, you gonna be so happy,
Hell
man, when you
no,
made
dog.
this going down.
Show me a flyer.
Oh, man.
Show me a flyer. Show me a flyer. That's all I need to know. Show me a flyer. Put one of them in the air.
Man.
Let that bitch fly.
It's coming soon. Look, we can give you a flyer, OG. We can give you a flyer, man. You know.
No, I ain't
flyer,
talking about
man.
a flyer that y'all created and made up. Shit. We ain't talking about that. There's plenty of those floating around.
Man.
I think we should just keep the focus on Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, because this is the type of damn abuse that I be speaking on. Like, y'all keep going back for that abuse, man. That dysfunctional abuse, man. Y'all keep hope. Oh man, it's hope. It's hope. It's hope.
Look, I'm only saying it because of what Espinosa just came out here and said. I mean, the language is right, you know. The language sounds like one should be optimistic. I mean, you don't agree? You don't agree with the surprise, with the possibility that things could happen?
Who we talking about again? Spence Crawford?
Yeah. Well, Espinosa said.
It ain't no surprise, bro. If in one sentence people talking about how big the fight is and all this, and it's no more time, it's no need to marinate it, then why the tricks and shit, you know? Why
like,
tricks?
man, fuck the surprises and the bullshit. Just announce the fight, goddamn
Just
it.
announce the fight, man. Get
Just
it over
tell
with,
us.
let us know, so we can start, like you said, going in there and see what the finances look like, make the reservations, you know, and start planning. That's it.
Man, they about to have people scrambling.
Correct. They have to do it ahead of time. They have to make sure they announce this ahead of time, bro.
All right, so I'm saying,
You know
I mean,
they
we
have
got
to make sure they do it ahead of time so people can make reservations and plan properly.
Look, we might get it soon. If the Spence versus Thurman date is a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks after Virgil and Stanionis, alluding to this audio here, then shit, we know. I'm curious. I don't know if it's gonna be May 27th, like we heard, but sounds like it's middle of May. So we should know something by next month.
I can't believe you letting your guard down again, bro. I can't believe you letting your guard. Don't rub your hands together and shit like it's a plan coming together. This ain't the 18. This ain't the 18. You know shit. Talking about a plan. There ain't no plan coming together. Nothing. That shit is done.
Man, what? It's going down, man. Everything we wanted, man. Everything. People ain't even gonna be mad when they find out they ain't getting Tank and Ryan. They ain't gonna be mad about that. They ain't gonna be mad about that. They gonna see. Hey, look, and that's probably another reason why that announcement will come sometime in March, because people are gonna start wanting that announcement on Tank and Ryan for April 15th, right? Oh man, that announcement needs to be like any day now, and I don't know if we're gonna get that. You know, they dismissed the rematch shit, then Oscar comes out and says, well, there's still some more things we need to iron out. You know, so I don't know. Court is this week. We about to see what happens with court. Court is this week. Is it this week or next week? Man, I might just go up there and hang out in front of the courthouse, see if I catch him real quick. Paparazzi or some shit.
That's what you should like do. That. Then get that footage. That's what it's about. Get that footage, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I probably should. I'll probably be asleep
for that footage. Shit.
You ain't lying, boy. Sell it to Ellie, man. Shit, I'll be right at the Baltimore courthouse early 5 o'clock in the morning. Shit, out that motherfucker. Shit.
Ellie ain't gonna pay you for shit. He gonna be there. Shit, he'll probably be there. They know that. You know. He'll probably be there. Period.
Hell yeah, probably will. That'd be crazy. Probably be scared to sell too. Man.
But I'm gonna go ahead and bounce, bro, cause I'm out to goddamn. I thought you was over there. I thought you had let that virus get out your body, man. I thought you had already been infected, and you took the booster, and you was good, but it seemed like you still have HOPE, man. That word will let you down, boy. That word will let you down. Shout out to Dub on deck. Salute to you. Yeah, for sure. No doubt, man. Appreciate you pulling up. You and Q, man. Yeah, court tomorrow, man. Spence turned out 25, no doubt, man. I don't know why, I don't know why he brought up that like it's hope, man. I don't know if it's hope gonna be enough, man. This fight's been around long enough not to even play around with it no more. It's there. It's done. You know what I'm saying? We already know who they are, what we want from it, and the announcement that we need. If they just can't apply that to us right now, then it's no need to don't come up here playing no hocus pocus. We already have enough magic shows, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate everyone for pulling up. Make sure you hit the like button. Until next time, I'm out.